Welcome back, of course you caners, and we're on to session 1.7. Let's take your journey to the stage and showcase your creations and your creative profile. All right, let's have a look at this, guys. This is very, very important. And I've said this in many sessions before, but now it really gets to a point where you need to start thinking about how you're going to advertise yourself. Because remember, there's a lot to be said for a qualification and a certificate, but when it comes to creativity and when it comes to working as a creative, it's all about what you can do. So you want to show your work. You want to show when you create a logo. You want to show when you make a brochure. And because of that, we have made it possible for you to share whatever you're creating inside of our platform already. But that's not going to be enough. We want you to be able to share it with the world as well. And for this, there is a site called Behance. And think of Behance as Facebook for creative people. Okay, on Behance, you will see some of the best creatives out there and the work that they do. Now, in order to get to this, before I start explaining the site to you, let's just look at where to go. If you're on your Adobe profile and you've logged in, you'll notice that you can reach Behance from this link over here, the Creative Network. And if you click there, it will open your Behance account. Otherwise, you are more than welcome to just go straight to behance.net. Okay, and it will take you to the site. Now, what you'll see on the home page is normally how you're browsing Behance. So if you're following certain designers and you'll sort of get a feed of all of the stuff that they're currently doing. A lot of times when we're doing designs for clients, we come here for inspiration. There's people on here that is just incredible. There's over 10 million creative people on here. So it's really a powerhouse of inspiration for you. And the good thing about this is you can even make contact with these people and get involved with them, maybe them joining you on a project or whatever the case may be. So let's go and discover some talent here. If you look at the best of Behance, you'll see that you can go onto any of these profiles. Let's say, for instance, we like what Katie Fauna did, and we go onto her profile. You'll see that you can see more about this project. So it's showing you the steps of how this concept evolved. And I'll show you now, you can actually do this yourself. So as you start working on a logo, for instance, you can explain to the Behance community exactly what your process was. And down here, we can go and look at Katie Former's profile. Okay, and it says there she lives in Los Angeles, and it says there her projects has been viewed 235,000 times, and you can see a lot of her projects. All right, and you can go into those projects and see more of them. There's also a little button here for you to like her project, and we call that in Behance to appreciate. It's not the same as a like on Facebook. Okay, then you can also follow that specific designer. And we tend to do that if we find designers that we really like to work with, we follow their work, and those new projects that they create will then appear on your homepage, and you'll see a feed of what they are doing. The nice thing as well over here is that you can message them. And with this, the whole world becomes a possible mine of people that you can work with incredible talent. Maybe you're working on a specific concept and you need a very specific kind of illustrator for that. Imagine you've got 10 million people to your disposal. You can go and message somebody and say, I like your work. Why don't we work together on a project? All right, so remember that Behance really is an incredible repository for you for additional talent, or even for yourself. And with that, I'll show you the rest of this site. For instance, we have the live view over here. And on the live, they run some additional tutorial videos for you every week. And at the moment, they're doing the AWWW Awards. Okay, and it'll play you a video on that. Yesterday, I don't know, they were looking at logos and what makes a good logo. So, go and look at the live session. There might be something really interesting on this specific day that's playing for you, and something that you can watch in the morning just to get you further into this whole creative world. All right, so I'll leave you to look at those videos there. Okay, so let's look at the profile page. So a lot of times when you're working on a project, you can upload the project. Just like you saw with the other creative people, you can upload certain, parts of your project to show them the evolution of the idea, and you can get them to appreciate the project as well, and so on. So on this page, you start out by uploading the files. Now I'll show you how to export the files from each session or from each program, whether it be Photoshop, InDesign or Illustrator. We'll export those pages so that we can then upload them on here and you can start building your project. The more projects you have here, the better for your portfolio. Remember, it's in the end of the day going to be all about your portfolio. You want to show what you're capable of doing. Now, just to show you what you can upload here, you can upload it from your computer. You can add text to the project. You can embed media. So when we do websites and we do little web stories in Spark, you can embed that inside of this page as well. You can do your Lightroom photos straight from Lightroom, and we'll do that at the beginning of Journey 2. You can also load files straight from your Creative Cloud folders in here, and you can create a photo grid. So for now, I'm going to use what we will do later in session number or in Journey 2 when we do InDesign, and it's a little brochure that we'll be designing. So I'm uploading those pages, and we'll just show these pages as sort of a preview for our project. Okay, and there you'll see now we've got the full project. Then when we save it, it will ask us to create a thumbnail or a cover for this project. And these are normally the covers that you see on the home page when you see it from the other creative people. And we'll say, no, we don't want this image. We want an additional image here. We want this first page. Okay, and it doesn't like the width of that one, so let's resize it to a little bit bigger. Don't worry, this resizing I will show to you inside of Photoshop when we do Photoshop, and I'm just exporting that for the web again. And it's uploading, and there you go. There we've got our cover image. All right, now we're going to move on and save this. And let's give this a title over here. Cape Town brochure. And I'll maybe just, let's do it down like that, and I'll say crop and continue. Right. Now on the next screen, it will ask you, what is this project about? Okay, how would you categorize it? This is graphic design. You can have multiple categories chosen there. You can even say which software you used. In this case, we used, let's say, Adobe InDesign. You can add Photoshop, whatever the case may be. Is there co-owners? So is there anybody else that worked with it on you? Is there copyright that needs to be included? Is there maybe photos that you used inside of it that is attributed to any other copyright owners? Okay, and then the content, this project contains adult content. If that is relevant to you, you can tick that box. Next, we will say save, and then we will publish. Now, that project will not become available until it's published. Okay, so if I click on publish over here, it's now available on your profile. So you can promote your work immediately. You can send it to Facebook, you can send it to Twitter, you can send it to Pinterest or to LinkedIn. And down here, it gives you the live link as well to your project. Right, write those links down and keep them on hand. If you do a session on, of course you can keep those links, because you would want to brag as well on, of course you can, because remember, the more work you have that you can brag with, then we can feature you on the talent tank, and maybe you can get some nice jobs from there as well. Also, I want you guys to use these links that you create here and go and share them on our Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn and Twitter pages. All right, so take this link over here, go back to Of Course You Can, and go to any of our social media pages. There they are. And go and share them with our whole community so that people can start noticing you. Right, on our Facebook, on our Twitter, you're more than welcome to go and post them over there. Okay, what else do we have here on Behance? You'll notice now that if you go back to your profile, you'll see the project that you're busy with, and people can start appreciating that project, and you can also see how many people have looked at your project. Okay, the last thing I want you to notice on Behance is you can search for people inside your relevant city that you can work with. So let's say, for instance, you're working on a website and you want to work with somebody in the UK that's good with websites. So you'll say project, you're looking for a certain kind of project, and what creative field is it? It is web design. And where we want in the United Kingdom, and we want it in London, and apply. So in this way, you will see all the creative people that does websites in London, and you can see their work, and you can see whether they would be good enough to work with you on a project, and you can then connect with that specific creative person. Right. Now, one other last trick that you can do from Behance is to create what they call a portfolio page. So to do that, I'm going to go back to Adobe, because on the Adobe page, they make it possible for you to link directly to this service. And this is free for you. And I would advise you to do this, because every time you upload a project or a project work in progress inside of Behance, it's automatically placed on your portfolio website. And this site is hosted for you by Adobe. So you will click there on the portfolio link under your dashboard, and it brings you to this My Portfolio page. Okay. From here, you can choose your specific theme that you want, and they give you a whole bunch of different layouts. If I were to click on Get Started, these are the different themes or templates that you can use for your specific portfolio. Okay, and maybe you want to start with a few images there, and then, you know, as you drag over them, then you can see exactly what they do. All of these have a live example for you as well. So if we say, oh, well, we like this look, and you click on view the live example, you can see what your portfolio would look like if you go through the steps to create it. Okay, so in this case, it will explain what project you were working on, and then when you click on it, it will show you more on that project. So all of that work in progress images that you uploaded can then be seen by the public or whoever you send your portfolio to. And you can even explain what you did for that project. So really get into the habit of doing this. On this portfolio page, I want you to go through the different profiles here to create your layout. If you don't have a paid for subscription, you will have to get one in order to get the completely free version of this portfolio site. But you can go through those steps and create your portfolio. In the meantime, if you don't want to do this and you don't want to pay for it yet, just make sure that you keep loading your work on Behance, because at the end of the day, when you get to Journey 3, you're really going to need all of those examples to showcase to potential clients. And even if you're going in-house with your design work, you would want to show the marketing department that you're ready to do the work. Okay. Guys, lastly, again, I did mention this many times before, but under my achievements is all of your badges. And these badges show all the sessions that you have done. Now, I don't have any achievements here yet, but as I do them, they will appear over here, and I can share them with the Facebook community, and people can see, you know, how many of the sessions that you have basically completed on Of Course You Can. All right, so let's dive straight back into the design of things. In our next session, we'll look at another piece of collateral that you can